Hey everyone, I'm Klloo. So, I heard there's a pretty cool new weapon in town, but it's a little OP. So, we have a crafting table, but we also have an iron golem and this name tag. So why don't we set it up quickly, right? Because we have a nice, helpful friend, our training dummy, who should, there we go, tell us how much damage we're doing. So 1 damage off a basic hit. So using a crafting table, we can combine our breeze rod and a heavy core, right? So you just go farm up some trial dungeons and you get yourself this fancy new mace weapon. So I don't feel this is too hard to get either, because from my searching, right, trial dungeons aren't that uncommon. Now, the mace in base does 7, netherite sword does 8, off of a crits, 11, 12. So they're already completely comparable, but again, you just have to go farm the trial dungeons rather than go and enter the nether, do the whole ancient debris grind and then netherite upgrades and all the normal shenanigans that they're trying to rework and balance around diamonds. So you can get a pretty OP weapon. Its attack speed is equivalent, which I think is the first misstep. It's a heavy mace. It should probably be significantly slower, probably even slower than axe, something that you get your one chance and then you forget about it. But where it becomes OP is, well, this. If we fly up a little bit and we time it right, 76 damage. That's easily enough to KO any normal mob in the game. Now, you can obviously get a wither farm going, you can get whatever farm you want, keep all the mobs stationary. But anyway, I wanna test its upper limits. So obviously, I don't think it works unless you start getting the full damage count, right? So whenever you fall block, you have like a internal ticker that is counting how long you're falling for, and that obviously controls its damage. So for instance, if we jump off 1 block, 18, okay, never mind. 1 block is still a massive improvement. So if you probably go up around 2 blocks, you do have to time it right before you fall though, probably a bit earlier. So it's kind of hard because obviously at the top of the jump, right, I haven't taken any full ticks yet. And then at the bottom of the jump, I'm no longer falling. But we did get an 18, so there is a way to do it off 1 block. Although the timing seems to be well balanced in that sense. Off 2 blocks, it's probably a little bit easier, but you still have to get it right before you land. You know what? I'm horrible with this. There we go. And it's only a 19, so 2 blocks is still not enough. What I was curious is, oh, we actually got 22 there because of the crit, right? The wind charge. Can you actually time it, right, on the fall? Although I think the wind charge, does it nullify fall damage? It might, looking at it, because I think we're pretty consistent with the timing here. We're falling and then hitting. Yeah, all right. But anyway, we wanna see how the damage scales. So we can get rid of that. No. We can get rid of that. We just want these items. And obviously you can add sharpness, which we'll probably test too, see if it multiplies or anything like that. But 3 blocks, 28. So it looks like it's going up by about 6. As long as we time it correctly. No, I could put a cobweb. That's actually the easiest way to, I think, make this OP, because I think cobwebs you still get the ticks, right? Let's see. So we fall, we hit the cobweb. No, okay, cobwebs do nullify fall damage. There was something that if you slide through, no, it's not honey blocks. If you know, let me know. But, right, let's do this properly. We'll start 1 block. 1 block, 15. So it still went up by, we'll call it 6. We'll make it easy. 16. So that was also about the same, but there's a 22, so there's another 6. So it looks like it's going up by 3 hearts every time, as long as you time it right. So we want to hit right before, yeah, we get to the bottom, there we go, 28. So I think, easy said, it's 6 for every block of fall damage that you would be taking. It goes up by 6 points of damage, which is equivalent to 3 hearts. But you do have to really get the timing down, although, once you obviously get to a certain point, nothing in the game has this much HP. Now, I like the idea of the weapon. I think the damage is ridiculously scaled though, right? The base should be less, it should be slower, and then it should also not ramp up as quickly, right? Because you can easily get to the point where you can KO anything in the game, and you can then easily get to the point where you can KO any boss in the game. But yeah, so we're at 50, and we've gone up how many blocks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So at 10, With a crit, it's probably going to be around 60. And at this point, you can hit as soon as you get in contact with the mob, right? You don't have to wait just before you hit the ground, which makes it a lot easier to land as well. If we get it just before we hit the ground, 61. If we get it as soon as we can hit the mob, 56. But it's already way too much damage. Now, does it scale with sharpness? Does sharpness even work? Sharpness doesn't make sense, right? It's not a sharp weapon. But I'm going to assume, yeah. All right. And we should probably test Sweeping Edge to make sure that does work. So we did 61, 56 to 61. 59. So it does, but it doesn't scale with the entirety of the damage, right? You get the base improvement, so the 3 points, but not any, it's not like for every 4 block, for every 6 it goes up, you get an extra point of damage, which would be insane. So sharpness is okay, it's not fantastic. But again, you don't really need anything. Sweeping Edge is just the big thing. So, you know what? Why don't we just do this and see how many pop up. You go there. You go there. Do they all take damage? That's the big question. And then obviously we can get into the other really OP thing, which is it nullifies fall damage when you fall. Do they glow red? I couldn't tell because we were looking down. No, okay. So that is definitely a right design choice. Sweeping Edge should not work, although I feel like Sweeping Edge is a little bit closer, isn't it? Easiest thing to do probably is just grab a horde of zombies. I mean, it makes complete sense that it doesn't work. Non-zombies. Give me husks because it's daytime. We'll just spawn in a bunch. They'll go for these guys, which is fine. Yeah, okay, so Sweeping Edge does not work. Hopefully it never works, and they just take it off the enchanting table. I assume it's still pretty far off from being perfect, but in its current iteration, it's a fun design. It is not balanced correctly for where it is in the game. I think it needs to be heavily nerfed. You can still get to the insane damage. I mean, imagine if it started... let's look at Iron, for instance, if I could get rid of the last one. Right, so Iron, 6 attack damage, right, instead of the 7. I think that's probably a decent starting point, maybe even less, maybe like 4 attack damage, and every block is 1 point of damage. So if you still get that huge fall, you can still do OP damage, just not this amount of excessive damage. Because, I mean, the testing way that everyone else shows is they KO a warden, right? That's the big thing. Now, I'm curious if there's an upper limit. We'll do this in creative, because I don't think I have the timing skills. But, yeah, if you fall excessively, 380, I assume it ramps forever, right? If I go all the way, not TP us, same X 1000, right? Yeah, this will probably take a bit, but hopefully I land it. Hopefully we're actually falling to it. Yeah, we are. Right? So, for reference, they have 1000 HP. But it's so much damage that I couldn't even get the check. But 1000 damage seems like not that excessive. I mean, it should technically be doing about 6000 points of damage if I'm going up 1000 blocks. But yeah, pretty OP. Is there anything else we want to do? All right, I'll show off the survival effect. So basically, no matter how far you fall from, if you land the hit, not like that. I knew I'd mess up the timing. All right, let me get... Okay, let's try again. I feel like I'm bonking him, but I guess my timing's just absolutely horrible. Okay, why don't we just do it so we don't die? Right, there we go. 50 points of damage, no full damage. Right, that's pretty crazy. And again, it's going to be fun, but is it right for the game? And the other thing I do want to mention, right? While this update is shaping up to be pretty cool, pretty fantastic, lots of great stuff being added, right? A few new mobs, now new weapons, some new armor trims, new structures, right? Just put that in perspective. This shows that Mojang / Microsoft, whoever you want to say is truly in charge, obviously Microsoft, can put in the work. Yet we're still subjective to the mob vote, right? We're still subjective to not so great mobs, right? The armadillo is by far going to be the best one because they're putting in a lot of other work to make sure it works. So, for instance, they're retweaking walls, we've got the armor, and then we also have the armadillo aspect. So that's fantastic. In contrast to everything else we've gotten, it's interesting just the amount of effort they're putting into everything else surrounding it. But, you know, 3 mobs is problematic, right? Right? Shouldn't be a vote for which, it should be a vote for which first. So yeah.